Once there was Sega Dreamcast. And no more Sega game consoles saw the light of day. But this didn't stop AM2 from making the best Virtua Fighter game in my opinion, the fourth one. The original game has offered a lot to the players from the start, without even the gameplay. It introduced the profiles and personal cards system, which then appeared in the other 3D and 2D fighting games, and it still works pretty much the same to this day. You could buy a card in an arcade for 500 yen. Also, they could be won at tournaments. Better players of these times, like Koedo, used to sell them for 300. One card could be used up to 500 times, and you had to change it afterwards. So people who played thousands of matches had to regularly switch them. They were not mandatory, but you can show who you are, from which neighborhood you are, how much ashes you kicked and bubblegum you chew, and how much you suck with them. The ranking system has also appeared there to reward people who are good and who spend a lot of time with the game. Winners of the biggest national tournaments were rewarded with special ranks. Napoleon, a Jackie player, became a Phoenix. And Osu Akira became a daredevil. The last version of the game, Final Tuned, introduced a second group of ranks, which were given to players depending on their playstyle. With all that came the customize feature, allowing to recolor and slightly change your character's look, and dress him up like a Christmas tree with all these different small things like glasses, masks, statues, guitars and so on. And you could not get everything just by playing a lot. Some of the things were given only by reaching a certain rank, or almost randomly. Some of the matches were turned into prize matches, and by winning them you could get some new stuff. Also, there was an orb system, these balls hanging above the life bar. You could take them from the opponents by beating them, or lose them by getting wrecked. And when you kick enough ass and get all of the different colored orbs, they magically turned into some more decorations for your character. Also, there were the dance and curse items. Dance items appeared on a character when you somehow managed to play like complete garbage. For example, if after reaching second dan with Jackie, you lose to someone by getting hit 20 times more than the rounds the match lasted, you get a baby bonnet. And if you do the same thing with Jeffrey, your head turns into a devil's skull. If your Laos moves are blocked more than 20 times in a row and you lose a match, your head gets covered with a rice ball. And if your Sarah gets parried enough times, her face gets covered with cum. If you got unlucky or lucky enough to get such an item, it will remain on your character without any ability to remove it, until you manage to get a revenge and do a similar thing to your opponent, to what has been done to you. Unlike dance items, there was only one curse, a Tutankhamun's mask. Unlike any other items, it doesn't remain in the inventory when you get rid of it. It was awarded to players who got perfectly bodied in all the rounds in the match. Getting it off though was easier. You simply had to win a match with at least one perfect. With this huge amount of items and ways to receive them, people could make money off of that. It's like you buy yourself a wolf cat, get an Indian hat on it, and just go sell it at your price. How much do you think Brad's guitar is worth? I don't have an idea too, but supposedly, strong players could make enough money to pay their bills by selling all these pixelated items.
Got something that might interest you. Got some rare things on sale, stranger. A wise choice, mate. Not only will you need cash, but you'll need guts to buy that.
People who worked part-time in arcades could also boost their cards, playing with each other or themselves, getting all these hard to get items, because they could play when the arcade is closed. These cards were called Kaizo or modified cards, and selling them wasn't exactly legal. All these cards were usually sold on the internet, at Yahoo auctions for example. These cards could be easily unregistered from the account, so there were no problems with that. So all of this worked under VFNet, Arcade Network Communication and Digital Distribution System. It stored all of these player profiles with the stats, ranks, customizers, replays, general stats and so on, and almost all of the arcade cabinets in Japan were connected to it. It also allowed to update the game online. You could access VFNet through terminals and arcades, or simply through internet. There also was some kind of a quest mode over there, which once divided players in two groups and made them beat each other. Sometime later this system turned into AllNet, which now connects a lot of fighting games, even from Namco and Axis. Now these systems also allow online play on arcades. So, just like that, Sega seriously influenced arcade fighting games in Japan. Now these rank systems are in every fighting game that comes to mind, just like the win-loss stats. Customized also appeared in Tekken 5 with ranks, and automatic playstyle analysis starts to show itself in Street Fighter. Although Street Fighter has completely moved to consoles now, which VF4 also did influence a lot, but I will talk about that in the next video.